Okay, I'm starting right away. I won't be waiting for another person because I know that time is fast spent and so many of us might want to retire to bed now. So I want to first of all say congratulations to all the phenomenal leaders that we have. All the phenomenal leaders. I say very big congratulations. God has been so faithful since September last year that we said yes to Holy Life. In the next couple of months, will be 1 year in the business. And we have experienced a lot of tremendous results. We have seen results, we have seen impacts, we have seen lives being touched. In fact, tears flew through my eyes this night when Madam Ngozi was sharing her testimony. I I shed tears of joy because it's one of my philosophy of life. I've always wanted to immortalize my name in success stories. Thank God for J Mama who said yes to Holy Life. And through J Mama, Madam Ngozi said yes to Holy Life as well. And God has been very faithful. Our team has done at least over 500 units of the Therapy 90 machines. We have done over 500 units of the Therapy 90 machines. We have done over 80 units of the P90 Plus. I don't have a record for the Galaxy G1, but at least we have done some good numbers there. Now, one of the major challenges when I joined Holy Life then was uh, the availability of the product, accessibility of the product. A lot of people were finding it difficult to access the products on time. That was when I joined the business. So I had 1,001 reasons to give excuse why I think this will not fly. But instead of that, we began to look inward as a team and thought of possible ways to push this business and take it to another level. So one of the major announcements in the voice note I sent, we'll be looking at ways to make sure that this business is taken to the next level. We want to take this business to the next level. Yes, so many of us have been testing the waters with just one leg. We want to see the depth because we've gotten our fingers burnt in so many other companies. We've gotten our fingers burnt, and so many people are very skeptical when a new innovation like this is coming in. They want to see those that will become the lab rats, those that would. But thank God it has been from glory to glory. We've been really consistent with this in the past couple of months, and we are seeing the result today. So the corporate angle, the corporate is also beginning to see the impact of Africa in Holy Life. Of course, you knew that they already took Asia by storm. They penetrated Europe. They've been in America for some time now. So the business coming into Africa and then landing in Ivory Coast for the first 2 years doesn't really mean they captured Africa. Because why I said that is because Leader Ange is under Mike. And then Mike had already given Ange, as at the last time we had a discussion in Abuja, Mike had given Ange over 750,000 people in one leg. Am I audible? Leaders, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can
hear you.
Okay, thank you. So imagine if an upline had already given someone that kind of power leg. So even right now, Ange is struggling to match what Mike has done for him on one side. Imagine having 750,000 people in one leg, making $2 million is a walkover. It's not an uphill task for him. So it is when Ghana joined the business and then Nigeria also came in that the company began to feel an impact in Africa, so much impact in Africa. Though we have not really done much in terms of percentage compared to what the company is generating in other continents. We have not done much, but from the kick-off event coming up in Ghana, it's an indication that the corporate is now beginning to pay attention to Africa, because the CEO himself will be in that event. Leader Mike from Thailand will be also in that event. So that's to show that the business is now about to kick off. So for the team legends, I announced this morning that we are rolling out some set of videos that would automate the business for us. Because some of the challenges we have been facing is people finding it really difficult to speak these terminologies. Not everyone studied medicine in school. Not everyone is a scientist. But we are in a space where we just have to excel. So we need to make sure that there are tools that everyone can leverage on to build this business. So we have gotten that covered already, mostly for the product now. We hope that we'll also come up with something localized for the business plan. We have so many videos that the foreigners have done in terms of the business plan, but we want to really localize it so that our people here can relate with these informations better. So I'm working on something that would, even though it's quite difficult because of fluctuation in dollar rate, dollar to naira exchange, but if we can have maybe a stable rate to use as conversion for the slide to have some naira, because if people begin to see the naira, they will relate more, most especially for those who have not really done dollar-based businesses before. So that is another aspect that we are working on very seriously. But majorly the update tonight, I want to draw our attention to this announcement. There's going to be an adjustment with our shipping. There's going to be an adjustment. I know some of you might have seen this announcement in your back end, but probably didn't take a close look at it. So, but I want us to go through it together, understand it together, look at the impact of this, and then my personal solution that I've been able to profile. So some of us sometimes early this year were selected in Nigeria to represent the Nigerian business for shipping. So we're giving accounts with the Constellation Warehouse in China, in mainland China. So that made coordinating the orders, registration, inflow, it made it really easy. Because before then, there were a lot of challenges. I don't want to mention all those challenges that the team that was doing this before we came in, they were facing a lot of challenges. In fact, I had to address a particular issue with a leader from Warri early last week, who said he paid for machine since last year and has not received that machine till now, till date as we speak, with another team entirely. So I was trying to address that issue and then try to understand what really went wrong. So there were a lot of people who wanted to destroy the whole business even before it began. Take money from people. They were not delivering the machines. You know, that was the case, the scenario then. So until we came into the business and changed the trajectory, we changed the whole thing based on integrity and so on. Now, 6 months ago, the company wanted to duplicate what they are doing in other nations for the African market. They wanted to duplicate what they're doing. Of course, you know that if you order for the machine in Europe, if you order take for instance, somebody in Canada ordering for the machine, you only need to plug in your address, fill the registration form, plug in your address, and you are good to go. From the factory to your doorstep. That's what the dropshipping is really all about. No middleman. So they were already affiliated with some logistic companies that handles these things for them in different countries. So that made it very easy for people to run the businesses. So, but for Africa, the challenge was that the address systems here, of course, we know. If somebody is trying to locate one street in Ibadan, for instance, it will go through hell. Even if we are trying to use GPRS, it's a very difficult case. I remember when I was running Uber, I was using GPRS to try and pick up a customer, and the GPRS took me to an uncompleted building and said, your destination is on the left. I was looking at the left, was an uncompleted building. And the customer too was insisting, use your map, follow the map. I said, okay, I'll follow the map. So our address systems here, they are really very, very poor. So that, in a way, we spoke to leader Mike, who related that with the corporate, and it delayed the whole thing. So, but now based on some changes with the Chinese government, because our machines are all coming in from mainland China, because of some changes with the Chinese government, the changes started with even their own SEC, where if you notice, the usernames were eliminated from our back ends because of that. With data protection rights, I can't remember what the document was reading. So right now, there are also some changes in terms of logistics with the Chinese government. So when our accounts were created for the Constellation Warehouse, we needed shippers. We needed logistic companies in China who would receive the machines from the factory and then work on sending it down to us here in Nigeria. So delivery from the factory to the shipper within China used to be free, but that is about to change from July. It used to be free, but it's about to change from July. So the changes is not just for the African market. The changes cut across everywhere you have the company represented. So let's go over this document and I can be explaining as we proceed. So, dear Olive members and customers, thank you for your continuous support and trust in Olive to consistently provide higher quality and more stable global logistic delivery. And after sales support, we decided to implement a structural adjustment to the product, service, and shipping fees. So that comprises of the fees and the charges across all global countries and regions, effective from July 1st. From July 1st, 2026, this is going to take effect. It's going to take effect. So the first has to do with the shipping and service fee rates. The summary of the way this is calculated is that your total order value, what the shipping fee and service comprises of, is your total order value multiplied by the shipping rate of the corresponding region. So whatever the value of your order is, based on the region where you are, that is what determines the shipping rate. So it is the one that is applicable to Middle East and Africa is that the shipping rate is 15%, which is still the normal rate we have been paying, 15%. When you do $1,000 worth of product, you are paying $150. $150. The only difference is that from the Constellation Warehouse to the shipper before within China used to be free. The company have actually been bearing all this cost themselves, shipping all our goods to the shipper. So it is now between the shipper and the airlines to get it down, because the shippers do not just handle the cargo, they also handle what is it called now? They also handle all the custom duty and taxes. They handle all the custom duties and taxes. Apart from the cargo, a lot goes on behind the scene, because some of us just receive our products and we are excited. I can remember when China Spring Festival was on, that the Constellation Warehouse paused shipping for almost 4 to 5 weeks. It was not an easy one for me, but we were able to skate through. So 15% of the total order value is what is going to serve as your shipping fee. Then this is applicable to East Africa and Middle East rather, and Africa. So applicable countries or region designated, mainland China, Hong Kong, and all this. So these other countries like mainland China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, and all these other countries are where the 15% is applicable to them. Okay,
Their own
rather.
appears to be.
Okay, rather. What I'm saying is, for Taiwan, for Japan, for South Korea, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, and all these other countries, it is going to be 10%. That's why you see when you order for product to UK, their own is $100. As to Africa, that is $150 because it's 10% of the order value. 10% of the order value. So most importantly is that important terms and clarification. So custom duties and taxes, the fees and charges cover only basic logistic transportation and service charges. They do not include any local taxes or duties levied by the destination country or region. I'm going to explain this with my experience when I sent a machine to Kenya. If Mr. Adediba is on this call, he will testify to that. We sent a machine to Kenya through, I used UPS. I used UPS from Lagos to send the first machine to the lady who signed up in Kenya. When the machine got to Kenya, the customs were demanding for 50% duties, 50% of the value of the machine, meaning the lady was asked to pay that's $500. $500. Mr. Adediba, are you on this call? Mr.
Yes,
Adediba.
sir. Yeah.
I need you to confirm that. If I still remember, I need you to confirm that. So, but thank God she knows who is who in the society. She was able to pull some strings to get her machine out. She was able to pull some strings to get her machine out.
She used connections.
So shipping waiver, there are some countries where they do self-pickup. There are some of the locations where there are, you can do self-pickup. So I think for self-pickup, currently available only in Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, and Thailand. That's where self-pickup. So the mainland China, where there used to be free shipping within China, it's no longer free. It is now 15%. Okay, rather that is 10%. Within China, it's 10%. If it's coming to Africa, it's 15%. So that means somebody who orders for the device from the factory anywhere within China pays 10%. So there'll be $100 on the machine of $1,000, if that is clear. Then also, for those of us that would be shipping to Africa, it is 15%. So what this means or implies is that from July 1st, the company is going to be handling this shipping themselves. And then it will now be automated for everyone to handle registrations for your team. You don't need me to do registration for you anymore. You are going to do your registration yourself, put in the exact address, and then you wait for the delivery of this machine. You wait for the delivery of your machine. So I have looked at this and thought about some possible delays. Because of my experience, I've looked at some possible delays. It takes a minimum of 4 to 6 weeks to get a machine when this is handled by the company's logistic. It takes a minimum of 4 because now whatever logistic company they're going to be using has to clear those goods with the customs. Unlike before where it is my shipper that does all the custom wahala. So, but now the logistic company they are going to be using to ship these products to us would be the one handling all these custom duties. So the above fee standards are subject to dynamic adjustment based on fluctuations in global logistic cost. In the event of any change, the company will provide advance notice. If you have any question regards the adjustment, blah, 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 you can always ask your questions. So, but I just want to squeeze out the most important updates from this announcement. The first is the implementation of this will take place the 1st of July. All your shipping now will be handled by Olilive Logistics directly from mainland China. If you are ordering from mainland China with a 15% cost, but you now need to prepare the minds of your customers as regards the duration. Imagine if we have to move in, because when they gave us those accounts to the consolidation, where we began to move in the machines in batches of 10, because we're no longer allowed to do 1 unit, 2 units. It was in batches of 10, 10, 10. So one of the things I did to make sure that the business kept running smoothly behind the scene was my own personal investment in those machines were over 15 machines. I invested in about 15 machines, P90. So that's why you see sometimes when leaders do their registration, they are seeing machine almost immediately. And then I was also doing express cargo with my shipper. So that's what maximum one to 2 weeks, you have your machine. Maximum 1 to 2 weeks, you have your machine. So with that being said, this is my own solution that I've decided to profile to this scenario now. My own option of shipping is still going to be open. My own option of shipping is still going to be open with some little adjustments, while the shipping that the company is about to implement from July will also be available. So because the movement of the products from the factory to my shipper is no longer free within China, it's now 10%. Meaning on a P90 machine within China, the shipper is going to receive it at an additional cost of $100 for 1 box. So we are still going to find, we have concluded an express arrangement with a particular airline for express cargo, so that we'll still beat the time. So now the adjustment with my own express cargo, either for instant pickup or for express cargo, that will take within just a week or 2 for the Terra P90 is going to be an additional $50. For the Terra P90 Plus, it's going to be an additional $75. For Shaky Massager, it's going to be an additional $50. For Vitality Wand, it's an additional $30. For A9 Barma, it's an additional $25. For Galaxy G1, it's an additional $25. This is only for customers who want the usual way we have been operating. If I have stock on ground, you pick up instantly. If there are no stock, maximum 2 weeks, you get your product. And this is optional. The second option is the normal price, but you would prefer the minds of your customers that it takes 4 to 6 weeks. We're currently handling a case now for UK that is well over 6 to 8 weeks now because of some custom issues. Leader Sam from Ikorodu on this call would testify when he also had issue with one of his customer that the order was delaying. I had to come in and start disturbing the logistics department. Eventually he got it, and even ended as a double blessing because they sent him 2 machines. So have you been able to rectify the return of the second machine? Is he on the call? Yes.
I'm on the call. They said the logistic man said they will look into it. The man is still having it with him.
He's still having the
I
machine.
don't think they can take that thing back.
Because I remember when I had similar issue with the Galaxy G1, they said I should send it to Hong Kong. So I'm not sending anything to Hong Kong. So it's double blessing. He has, fortunately for him now, he has 2 P90 machines. So for the logistics the company will be handling, which I believe they will also cater for custom duties, although that is yet to be verified. That is yet to be verified if the customs will be covered with this shipping, because they stated it clear from that announcement that it might attract some customs fees and all that. So the normal $150 for shipping still apply with this particular option. It still apply. Every other thing is the same, no changes. Just 15% from for logistic, it still apply. So before I continue, I want to throw the floor open now for questions, comments, contributions, so that we can wrap it up. So any leader that wants to comment, please unmute your mic.
Okay. Can I go on?
Please go ahead, sir.
Okay. Now, it's good the way you have. In fact, I want to really thank you for one thing. All this announcement. Yeah, if I go to the back office, it's just to check how many dollars I have there. I don't know if there's any announcement. This one is just brought up now. You can imagine if you have not brought it up now, we will not know that there's anything like this. So I thank you for that. One thing I know in Nigeria is that we have one advantage here. Any equipment that is health related is duty free. I think we are aware of that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, but where the problem is now is from China to the shipper. I think that's the only thing. So, and that you have handled by making a personal arrangement with your shipper, and that has solidified making things easier. So, to me, the arrangement you have made to standing me, I will appreciate that one. $50 difference to me is not too much. It's still within the reach of people. And you know, things are not because the only life might be thinking that they are trying to make things easier by cutting away the effect of the middlemen. Whereas for them to have made this announcement, they must have had some ugly experiences with some middlemen who are changing their customers. So maybe they now want to handle this thing directly by themselves. If they send a machine to you and you don't see it, you have the right to send inquiry to find out. You can even track your machine by yourself and see when it's going to come. But so far, you have been a middleman between us and the logistics department, and we have not had any cause to doubt your performance or your assistance on our behalf. So to me, I can say that I can still go ahead, doing things through you. But if you know
sir.
it's going to
before you conclude, sir, I just want to quickly add this so I don't forget. The goal of Holy Life is to become number one in the MLM space. They want to become number one. So the same way they are operating in America, in Canada, in UK, that's the way they want to operate all over the world. The dropshipping mode of distribution. So it's not really because there is some discrepancies or some unscrupulous elements trying to truncate what we have here. So they just want to follow their roadmap and their vision. And I'm excited to share something here, but I don't want to spill yet because it's not yet confirmed. Very soon, there's going to be a warehouse in either Ghana or Nigeria that will remove all these things. So it's almost 80 to 90% ready. There's going to be a warehouse in either Ghana or Nigeria that will handle logistics, and the business will take a Newton, just the way you have it in Thailand, in Hong Kong, and all those places. There will also be same for Ghana. I perceive it's going to be Ghana because of the volume they currently have. So their goal is to just make sure that this thing is fully decentralized as quick as possible so that we can focus on building our business. So where I have little challenge that made me to quickly think ahead of time is the delay. The delay. People pay and they tell you, can I get my machine? Now. I don't want to wait. Even the 2 weeks, I still have to manage some people's expectation. That's why, if you remember, sir, sometimes I said, everybody that I'm owing a machine, go to your back office. I began to teach people how to now track these things from the back office. Check your tracking number. You know when the machine left the factory. That will give you a projection on when it will arrive here. That made things more easy and more transparent for me when people began to know how to check their back office, how to track their goods and get a tracking number and so on. So that's why I feel there should still be an alternative option for people that are still ready to rock and roll as we have been doing it. So, but the additional $50 is what I need to put out there, and it only take effect from next month. Takes effect from July. So people who want the machine almost instantly or maximum 2 weeks, of course. But if they still want to be patient to get it through the Holy Life arrangement, they do the normal price and get it. Wait for at least 4 to 6 weeks. I know it cannot exceed that. They will receive it. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. But do you think that because, like, from the onset, we all know about our addressing problem, where it is very difficult to trace a particular house, a particular number, even when we are using phone. So I'm thinking, if they want to be doing that, so who's going to be the local, who's going to handle the local movement of this machine? Because
I want to believe they are going to have some form of partnership. They will have partnership. It could be with DHL, it could be with any of this logistic company. They will have some form of partnership of the companies that would handle that locally.
okay. Yeah, until we have the warehouse in Ghana and Nigeria, to me, because this issue of a delay is most customers don't like that delay at all. You can imagine a man that inquire from you when his machine is going to come. You remember a man called you
Yes.
maybe
Yes.
2 days ago or 3 days ago, and
Yes.
you asked him to reach out to his upline, and the man was not happy. He was telling me that it's like this, Mr. Rufus is not interested in what happened to the dam. I said, no, it's not like that.
So I didn't even know him in person. And then for every
Mhm.
transaction, I have my own data and my own records. So for instance, if you send me money for 4 registrations, on my record, I have it there as Mr. Samuel 4P90. I don't know
Okay.
who this P90 is going for, who this P90. At the end of the day, when the machines arrive or time of delivery or my dispatch want to get them out, I always come back to you, sir. I'll say, okay,
Yes,
send
yes.
me delivery details for your machines, for your foreman, because on my database, it's your name that is there. So if anybody just randomly asks me, where's my machine? The best way to respond to that is say, let your upline get across to me. If at all the
Exactly.
order
And that's
was
what I
made
told him. Yeah.
through me.
Okay, let's see how it goes, Mr. Rufus. We really appreciate this development and making us to be aware of what is coming up. So let me give room for others to make comment.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So while others are
Hello,
coming
good
up,
evening, leaders.
good evening. So I'm going to do a demonstration tonight on the registration page so that if you choose to go with the logistic arrangement, I want to show you how you can be registering your team members. It doesn't have to come through me. So you register your team members, you put in all the details, the address and all. I'll demonstrate that before we end the call.
Okay, sir. Good evening. This is J Mama. Good evening, everybody. So Want to say thank you to you, Coach Rufus, for always thinking ahead. Because this is really, really it's really gonna pose a challenge for you to tell somebody to wait 6 weeks. We know what we have to do to get them to wait for 2 weeks. Basically because of the high ticket products that we have. So somebody dropping a million plus and you're telling the person to wait for 6 weeks. So that might be a challenge. However, we can handle it very well. So um we need to begin to sensitize our people. So one of the ways I've been able to handle the 2 weeks delay or even more before now is to help people understand that these things come from China. And there are some people that know how long it takes for products to come in from China. So we might need to reorientate people so that they will go back to that understanding that it takes a while for things to come in from China. I've seen cases where people had to wait 3 to 4, 5 months before their shipments got into Nigeria. So we want to manage people so that they don't feel that we are wasting their time while leveraging the system you have put in place. For me, I will continue to, you know, leverage the system you have put in place. Because even when it was just $150, we've had people who had to pay $50 extra just to get the products in within 2 weeks or less. So I appreciate what you are doing. And I don't know whether you have the timeline for the local warehouse in Nigeria or Ghana. If you have that timeline, then we would also need to put this at the back of our minds that this is just going to be a temporary arrangement. So once the Ghana or Nigeria warehouse is ready, it becomes easier for everybody. So we can also drop those hints so that people will be more comfortable to drop their money with us.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
thank you for your contribution, ma. Like I said, that was a privileged information. I know it will be part of the reason why the kickoff Ghana event is coming up now, even despite when an M4 has been produced in Ghana before the first corporate event of such magnitude. So, for those of us that will be at the training with Leader Mike, it might be one of the discussions that will come up. So, we'll get better informed during that Ghana event by the end of the month. So thank you, Mark, for your contribution. Please, any other leader, or we should just go straight to
Hello,
demonstration?
Coach Rufus.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thanks for the presentation and thanks for the orientation as well and for early information. These are one of the things that make a business or a team to move ahead of other teams. If information are coming out as early as possible to prepare the mind of team members on the next course of action. With the way it is now, I'm seeing two things. This is an opportunity to scale up our business. At least leaders should be ready to invest into more machines. If you're having like 5 machines, so if you're having like 5 machines, so that shows that you have opportunity to allow some of your prospects to pick up immediately, even if you are going to charge a little for them to do so. So, and also, going by your arrangement, I think for now, is still good for us in our team. 2 weeks with extra $50 is still good. We only need to orientate our people and because most of the time, some leaders, even though they know the immediate pickup is comes along with $50. They wouldn't want to pay. At the same time, they want their client to get the machine almost like immediately. That has made some people who even invested to buy machine to like it's now becoming solenu. Even though these people invested their personal money to have this machine. Enjoy fún wa, ẹjọ gbé fún wa. Ẹ jẹ́ ká lo wisdom ń sìn. With the way things are going now, we need to use more wisdom and see the advantage this is going to be for our team. Let's prepare their mind right from the marketing. It's 1,002, 200 for logistic, 1,000 is the price of the machine. That is what can make them to have the machine in 2 weeks max. But if they want to go with 150, is minimum of 6 weeks. Let us make it clear. So if they say they want to go for, I'm very sure nobody will want to go for 6 weeks. Nobody will want to go for 6 weeks because of $50. So thank you very much. That's my little input. The only thing I'm just looking at is if we have a warehouse in, let's say, Ghana looks more like coming first. If you have a warehouse in Ghana and we order, how about the logistics from Ghana to Nigeria? Who is going to bear that? Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir. So it's just like what they are doing in China now. Before, there was a a period where shipment was free. The company bear the cost. So I want to believe they might decide to do that for the first few months before they come up with the logistic fee. So, but if not, it will be way cheaper, of course. But it might not be more than maybe $50, $100. Since within China it's $100 now. Within China it's $100. So here we don't know the cost yet. Of course, we'll deliberate on that. They will deliberate on that and get back to us, and we'll know what the cost will be. But obviously, it will be way cheaper. So you're just going to bear the cost maybe outside of Lagos. The machines might come from Ghana to Lagos, and those in other states, the normal way we have been doing it. If you are airlifting or you are doing the normal GIG logistics. So I have arrangement with GIG, I have arrangement with Air Cargo. So those ones are not difficult at all. Jemama, your hand is up. Is it before or again?
Okay, let me just quickly say it. The local logistics, like this one I have mentioned, GIG and airlifting. You have been very silent about the cost to many people. I don't know whether you have started charging people.
Jemama, I've been the one bearing it. If you see what one woman told me today.
The kind of entitlement people have. I've shipped some like that, and I know how much it cost me. And I know some leaders would have done the same. So why don't we put everything in black and white for everybody? So that it won't be like we're doing something that is not duplicable. But get to a point where the leaders who are building will have to be the ones moving these things for their teams. And then the person will realize that she has to pay shipment from Lagos to Ibadan, for example, or Abuja. And because we have been bearing those costs, it becomes a heavy burden, and the person will be surprised that there's another hidden cost that he didn't know about. So I think he should just find time to put this out there, especially now that things are changing. Let's just use the opportunity. So if we have that, when we now start shipping from Ghana or wherever, it won't be strange for somebody to pay for the shipments from one state in Nigeria to another, or from Ghana to Nigeria itself, if we have to, So everybody will see the total cost of the machine.
Okay.
Anyway, we'll discuss that subsequently. Let's just go to what we have.
Yes. Oh, it's a very long discussion. So, but I'll put it out there, like you have said, let it be on blueprints and everyone is aware of modalities involved. So for the registration, let's quickly glance through it. So when you sign into your back end, just go to business management, you see new member registration. So you can take your time to go through the new policies here. If not, just agree, proceed to the page. So here you must have gotten your placement and sponsor ID ready. Must have gotten your placement and sponsor ID. We did an extensive training on how to identify your placement and sponsor ID. So if you are the one sponsoring the new customer, is your direct prospect. You put in your personal ID here, your AF what is your ID, your member ID. So the person under whom you want to do the placement. So let me go and take an example from network management. So under network management, you see, so this is my ID. If I'm the sponsor, I'll pick my ID AF867011. That is the sponsor ID. But what if I want to place the person on the left or right? So if you're using a system, it's easy. You can click on far left position. It's going to show you the last ID on the left, which is the AF931899. That is going to be my placement ID because I want that account to come under this person. That will be the placement ID. So the moment you have identified your sponsor and placement ID, it becomes easy. So if you are placing on the right, so you can check far right, or if you are placing under any of your downline, just pick the person's place ID as your placement ID. So if the registration is going to the left or right, A is the left, B is right. A left, B right. If you are doing $1,000 product, you pick P3 leader. If you are doing 2,000, pick P4 supervisor. That means maybe the person is buying the P90 Plus and a Galaxy G1 of $2,000 in total. You pick P4 supervisor. If the person is doing 6 machines at a go, P5 pioneer. That's the rank, member rank. So usually it's $1,000. So just pick P3. You put the sponsor and placement ID. So member password, we usually use a randomized password. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's always our random password. You can change it immediately. The registration is successful. You can change it or advise your customers to change the password. So where it is more important here is the member information. Of course, you know it's Africa. You put in the full name, the gender, male or female, then the ID card number. It could be NIN or international passport or driver license. Put in the email. You can leave the tax identification number blank. Put in the phone number starting with +234 for Nigerian code. Then this address is very important, detailed address. So the person is living at number 4. Maybe number 4, Lekki Phase 1. So you just put in the full address, the detailed address. Remember this time around, I'm doing this for those who want to go with the company's option. Of course, you have to provide the exact information. So for the mailing information, you are going to use mainland China. So just put China there. Then detailed address of the customer. This is where you now put in the exact address where you want, where the machine will be delivered to. Put in the exact address, very important. The recipient name, you repeat the customer's name. Recipient phone number, you repeat it. Postal code, you can just use NA, that means none. Then the delivery method is going to be by mailing. Don't do the mistake of doing self pickup. a leader did this mistake some days ago. We are still trying to correct it now. Don't do the mistake of selecting self-pickup is only for Hong Kong, for Thailand. There's no self-pickup in China. So you do mailing, and then for the remark, you're going to put the customer's name, the customer's phone number, and the country, city and country. So for instance, I'm the one buying the machine. I put in my name, my phone number, this remark is very important because you use it with your tracking number to, if there's, in case of any issue, this is going to be printed on the carton of the machine, to be printed on it, so to be easy for the logistic company to trace, or for you as well to track. So I can do Lagos, Nigeria. So that should be the remark. So I'm assuming I am the customer. That's why I used my name, please. It is the name of the customer you are signing up, the details of your customer, full name, phone number, city, and country. So for the products you're buying, of course, if it's a P90, you go to the quantity and edit it P90. So where you might still need me to come in for now is the payment options. The fastest way to pay for this product is EC payment. EC is our e-wallet. It's our e-wallet. All the Naira you send to me, I usually convert it to e-wallet. And how do I do that? Of course, you know the company is not taking Naira. The first thing is to go to my Bybit and get USDT. So once I get the USDT, I convert it to e-wallet. How do you convert? You can always send me USDT rather, and get e-wallet. You can always send me USDT and get e-wallet. I don't want to go through the route of training how to do these conversions, because you might not be a blockchain person. You have to go to blockchain, get hash ID, and talk to e-wallet departments of the company, blah, blah, blah. So that one, I can handle that, so there'll be no errors. So just take your Naira to Bybit. If you are familiar with crypto, use your Naira peer-to-peer on Bybit, buy your USDT. I'll get the e-wallet across to you. And then there's card credit payment. If you have a credit card that allows you to transact online in tune of $1,000 and above, you can just choose that option and put in the card details. It will debit you. There's option for Binance Pay. Binance Pay. So if you have Binance Pay activated on your Binance account,
Please,
of course.
Quick one, please. Quick one. Before you go further, are you with me?
Yes, sir.
If I have a credit card that attached to domiciliary account, where I can pay in dollars and take in dollars with credit card, can I use it?
Yes, sir. As far as there's no limit on it, you
Okay.
verify that with the issuing bank. If there is no limit for $1,000 transaction or more, you can use it.
That means that even with this, I don't need to use. Okay, if I use the, does it mean that I will still need e-wallet, even though I'm using the dollar dollar credit card?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay.
You will not
Okay.
need to use your e-wallet. The only reason why that e-wallet is faster, of course, you know, is internal, is virtual currency of the system. So while the credit card option is dependent on the network of your issuing bank. So that's why e-wallet is the most preferable option. But for convenience, of course, you know, this credit card option now is the only one available for those in diaspora. Except they are also familiar. Some people are familiar with crypto. They use Binance Pay. If you have Binance Pay activated on your Binance account, if you click on this option, it's going to redirect the payments from your Binance Pay app to the company's account. So that's why that option is also available. But if you ask me, I recommend the e-wallet payment. If you click on it instantly, your products are purchased. You are not subject to any bank network wahala. So once you select your product, if it is P90 plus, you choose whatever. Some people might be saying they want P90 plus. You just put the quantity. You put the quantity there. You are adding Galaxy G1, you go to Galaxy G1, put the quantity. So if you tap on this, it's going to show you the total amount. This for P90 and the Galaxy G1. Okay. P90 Plus and Galaxy G1 2000. So if you are buying from the credit card e-wallet rather, they call it e-coin, so it's easy or e-wallet. So once you choose that option, your wallet balance is going to show. You click on order settlement, instantly that order will be successful. So the new member ID is going to pop up. You copy the member ID. This method, you don't need to go talking to logistic department, except you have waited for 6 weeks, 4 weeks. You did not see anything. So what you need to do is from time to time, you go back to member, you log into that account, you see my order from the drop-down menu. You're going to see my order. So when you tap on my order, okay, sorry, let me relog in. So when you tap on my order, you are going to see details under operation. You tap on details, then you scroll all the way down. You'll see delivery details. You see the tracking number here. So you'll be checking this tracking page information. You'll be checking the delivery information for the tracking number. The moment this tracking number is updated, it means the date, that delivery date there is showing when the machine left the factory, of course, to whatever airline they have decided to use to ship the goods. So that means the logistic company has sent the machine out from the factory. The date will be there, the tracking number will be there. So they will also provide you with the logistic company name. Whatever logistic company they will be using, for in the case of Africa, if it's DHL or any of the logistic company, you see the name there. So you can pick this tracking number and go to their website to track your goods, to see where the item is while you are waiting for delivery. All right, so is there any question? That's the much we can take for tonight.
If I send Naira to you, can you give me equivalent e-wallet to do the registration?
Yes, sir. Yes. What you need to do is just to give me your member ID. That's all.
Okay, good.
You give me your member ID, then you handle the registration.
I want to try one and see how it will go.
Very important. Other leaders are not talking. Could it be that we are all satisfied? Are we all satisfied? No comments, no questions.
This particular one is if we are getting directly from the company.
Yes, sir. The other method, just the way we have been doing it, nothing changes. It's just to add the extra $50, that's all. They send the details, the Naira, we get it done.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for jumping on this call. I appreciate your time and your support. J Mama, God bless you, ma. If you are still on the call, God bless you, ma. I appreciate it.
Thank you,
Mr. Adedigba. Mr. Adedigba, see you on Sunday. Ibadan. I'll be there live on Sunday.
Ibadan number one.
Oga don't come empty-handed, though. Did you hear me?
I don't talk now.
He said all our bosses, almost all of you should not come empty-handed, though.
No problem, sir. Just make sure you bring
You're supposed to be celebrating something. Go through for
because
back
we are
to
bring
him.
we have invited a large crowd. We are coming to meet a large crowd.
They are using that opportunity to wash. So take advantage of that opportunity to wash.
Mr. Dada, you
We
are the
are
one
ready with
to
sponge
wash your
and
rank. You
soap.
have to wash your rank.
So he has put himself on the spotlight. Now we are coming for you. Good night,
Yes,
everybody.
Okay, good
Thank you,
night.
sir.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah,
Good night.
good night too.